Harrison. Maxwell. Rosales.
Here.
Tinsley. Hardkey.
Here. Quorum is present. Can I have a motion on the agenda, please? Second being called. Do we have any discussions or changes? All those in favor of the agenda, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The agenda passes. May I have a motion on the minutes of November 1st, 2016?
Second.
First and seconded. Any discussion or changes for those minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? And those will pass. Seeing no public and nothing being given to me, we have no public participation. Any communications from board members? Seeing nobody raising their hand, we'll call that one done too. We'll move ahead to the facilities director's report. Dana, this is yours.
Thanks, Josh. Okay, first up, just give you an update of where we're at with the last interior ADA projects. If you remember, we had a bid, ITB, that went out in October, was let in November. It was for work at the courthouse, updating the two of our 11 courtrooms to make them ADA compliant. We had ramp and each for the jury box, as well as a ramp for the staff. Had to be rebuilt. There was no attic stock, the building, in terms of carpet, so we threw carpet in there. We had a number of courtrooms with problems with wallpaper, so we, in those two rooms, removed it, repainted. Courtroom H, which is a small one, is done. We do have to come back and do some finishing carpentry touches. And then we finished courtroom L this morning, and it's back in operation, as well as courtroom H. Next part of the project is coming out here to Brookins and updating 6 of the 8 restrooms, making them ADA compliant, both in terms of lavatory sink as well as stalls, stools for handicap. All the materials have been ordered. We expect them in towards the end of the month, and the work will begin. We'll take out 2 at a time so as not to inconvenience staff working in the building as much. And we'll circulate that project schedule to the staff here at the building, but we anticipate being completed by the end of February. That project cost, if you remember, was $143,000. And is budgeted in the ADA projects fund for last year. So we'll finish up just in time for the fiscal budget. That's our goal. So, any questions about ADA projects? That is also our last series of projects, with the exception. I want to keep that out there that nothing's been done with the downtown jail, sheriff's office. We have done a number of projects at the satellite jail with our staff, but there still are some remaining ADA projects that need to be done at that location, depending upon what direction the board moves with doing anything with the satellite jail. So at some time in the near future, we'll have to have another discussion with the facility committee to probably take a look at that if we cannot have a plan in place prior to our due date of, I believe it's March of 18, back to the DOJ with that plan. So, questions? No questions, we'll move on. Kirk Kirkland, who was our buildings and grounds manager, you probably heard me mention this on several occasions, had the opportunity to take another job with MTD as the director of facilities. He took that and stepped away from the county in the middle of October. We advertised for the position. We were out about 3.5 weeks with advertisements. We had approximately 40 applicants. We did phone interviews with 8 candidates, and then in person and pretty extensive interviews, frankly, for the position. There were 5-6 hour days of interviews. Excuse me, there were 5 or 6 hours for each interviewee, 4 of them, and Our top candidate, we did offer, had a counteroffer with his employer. We went with number two. They were very close. So our new employee, building grounds manager, actually, one of our skilled trades workers, Christopher Smith, very knowledgeable. He's worked for the county for about 4.5 years. Very knowledgeable about our facilities, our personnel around the county. He also teaches classes at Parkland and HVAC, other building management attributes as well. He's a terrific person, and I'm looking forward to working with him. It's a great addition, quite frankly. Kirk's going to be very tough to replace, but Chris is going to do a wonderful job. He's a little younger, and he's got 20 or 30 years in front of him in terms of a working span, but he wants to stay with the county, so it's a good hire for all involved. Any questions? The next one, just a quick update. 2 projects that were completed this fall, both eligible for DCEO, which I've shared with this board and this committee. The acknowledgements that we were given the ability to apply for grants, and they're holding the money for us. We've now received all of the payment application from the 2 contractors. So I've actually physically have the documentation. Need to get the signatures tomorrow from here and attach the pay applications, which I've done today, but we'll be sending in both rebates to DCEO. The boiler project replacement at the nursing home, which was the later project. If you remember, the cost was $229,500. It's eligible for $56,000 worth of rebate, which we qualified for. And then the boiler replacement project here at Brookins was $168,000. 107 was our bid project cost, and our rebate's $18,550. So we should, once these get in, it'll take about 60 days, and we should be getting a check back from DCEO for the work that we've contracted with them for. So.
Any questions? Anything else on this? Dana, real quick, Chris being an internal hire, does that create a vacancy now? Will we be
Yes.
filling that?
It does at several levels. Just to update you, we've got 10 employees within the physical plant in the maintenance category, 3 skilled trades. These gentlemen are highly trained, both with HVAC and have lots of skills in other plumbing, electricity, et cetera. They're not a licensed plumber. They're not a licensed electrician. We do work in those areas in our building that does not require an electrician's license, or if it's a plumber's license, obviously we have to hire a plumber, and that's a little bit more stringent. We had a electrician's license with Kirkland. Kirk was also a licensed electrician, so we did utilize his skill and his license for a lot of electrical items. Our goal is to get one of our other skilled trades a license, so pay for, he's already got the training, we've got the documentation, we just need to pay for his license and get the information in so that we'll again have that and save ourselves some dollars. So besides the 3 skilled trades, we have 2 senior maintenance. Those gentlemen just aren't quite at that skilled level, but close, and then we've got 5 maintenance staff. Now, Chris leaving and becoming the building and grounds does leave a skilled trades. Since we just hired a maintenance worker, we had a person leave us in late September, early October. We just filled that vacancy. I've talked to Rick and been given approval to go ahead and hire another maintenance worker off of the search that just finished up that we hired, and he began actually work, I think, on the 15th or the 16th of December, approximately. So we'll use that search, and we will contact the second applicant or second place applicant, if you will, and offer a entry-level maintenance position to him. As we look to refill Chris's position, we will talk to the union and certainly get their blessing, but our thought process is to test our two senior maintenance and base the hire based off of the test results. And then we'll do the same thing with the maintenance staff, have a test for a senior maintenance employee, and we'll do the same thing there to elevate one at each location, so.
Very good, thank you, Dana. Any other questions on that or anything else that Dana had to speak about tonight? Okay, well, I'll move on to the next item. We'll open it up for other business from anyone. Seeing none, I'll move forward to a chair's report. Just want to welcome everyone to the first meeting of the new Facilities Committee, our new members and our returning members. I really want to be as open as possible as chair and have everyone bring their concerns to me. If you don't have my email, ask me for it. I would love to talk with you about what your concerns are for the next 2 years. Thank you, everyone, for participating. And with that, I will say that our next meeting is going to be Tuesday, February 7th. We are probably going to start looking at our items we're going to work on this year at that meeting. I also would like everybody to think about the tours we've been doing. I think they've been very useful for us as a committee. I would also like to extend invites on those tours, especially on the significant buildings that we're having issues with, the nursing home and the jail, to the entire board, and encourage them to come see those buildings so they can see what we're dealing with as well. So ideas on when we can do that, how we can move forward on that, especially over the next year, would be very much appreciated. And with that, we have no items for the consent agenda, and there being no objection, I will declare us adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Oh, do we have one? Yeah.